All right, today we are going over the setup of Microsoft SQL backup job. And this does make an assumption that you have done the agent installation process, which I've got in another video there, and you've selected the SQL plugin during the agent install. Now that we're in Portal here, under the Computers section, I'm going to go to my server here and click on anywhere on the bar or that little drop-down arrow, and it'll bring up your server information. This one is a blank slate. On the right side over here, we have the select job task, and we have the option to create a SQL Server job. And now that we've got the credential information window up here, I'll go ahead and enter that. One option that you do have is to use SQL Server authentication, and using that, you can enter the SA password in the username and password. If you need to select a different instance, you can do so in the drop-down here. And then we're just going to set this up just like any other job. So I will go ahead and create a super easy to remember name. We'll just call it SQL, right? And then in the middle section here, I can hit the plus sign and it will expand out all of the databases that are part of this instance. And I can select the entire top section here and it'll get everything under it. And along with that, if for some reason I didn't want, say, the Hangfire database there, I can hit exclude and not get that particular one. But for this setup, I'll go ahead and get the entire SQL instance. Make sure to enter in a strong password and a password hint, and then we'll hit create job. And now the schedule is up, and I'm going to just leave this as a generic daily. For production databases, you may want to add a monthly, etc. The different backup types, though, that you're going to have here, full with transaction, and transaction log only, depend on what your database does, and if it's a rotating log database, etc. Generally speaking, we'll run with the full with transaction logs, and so that way you can get the point in time backup as it was, and then all the roll up of the logs from the full backup to the previous full backup. And you can roll back all of those transactions as needed. Vice versa, you can do a full and it'll just be a point in time, or if for some reason you needed transaction log only for that particular backup job, you can do so. And I'll just leave the default here for the 745. And then I do like to have the retry failed backup selected also for the 6 and 10, basically retrying that backup for an hour if for some reason the vault was having an issue. And there we go, our SQL job is created. I'll go ahead and run that to verify that we have a good backup job created. In the process details window here, we see file data being processed and the name of the log files. And so that is a good indication that the data is actually processing into the vault. And with that, we have the backup completed. Pretty quick one for this small database. I'll go ahead and close on this and then refresh this window. Now this backup did complete with warnings, but that is simply because I have pre-set up this job to have an issue so that I can show you guys something else in a different video and how to resolve it. But if we go to the logs, we can see that it did process some data. So I verified up above that these two warnings are not SQL related. They're related to something else that I was messing with. And we can see that we've got data processed, directories, etc. have all been backed up. So this one is good to go. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and we'll catch you in another video. See ya.